Water, this seemingly simple and accessible substance, holds immense power within. It's something we all consume daily, but how many of us stop to think about how we're drinking this water? It may come as a surprise to many that 99% of people don't know how to drink water correctly. That's right, 99%. And the most shocking part is that incorrect practice might be harming your health in ways you can't even imagine. It may sound exaggerated, but drinking water the wrong way turns this vital resource into a silent enemy, slowly undermining your health every single day. In spiritual wisdom, every action, no matter how simple, carries profound meaning. This includes the act of drinking water. To illustrate this wisdom, I will tell you the story of a young man who lived in a small village. Despite his seemingly good health, this young man constantly experienced headaches, body discomfort, and a sense of fatigue that never seemed to go away. He tried everything, medicines, herbs, dietary changes, but nothing seemed to solve these problems that were slowly robbing him of his peace. One day, tired of his condition, he went to the elders of his village and asked for advice. One of the elders, with a look of deep understanding, suggested he visit the majestic nearby mountains, known for their miraculous streams and waterfalls. He told the young man that among those mountains lived a spiritual master renowned for his wisdom and for having healed many people with his teachings. Full of hope, the young man decided to follow the advice and set off towards the mountains. The journey was long and challenging, but he was determined to find a cure for his suffering. Upon reaching the mountains, he was welcomed by the soothing sound of water running through streams and the pure air filling his lungs with a sense of renewal. Finally, he found the master, sitting in deep meditation by a crystal-clear stream. The young man waited for the meditation to end, and when the master opened his eyes, he told him about his pains and his search for a solution. The master, with a serene smile, said that the answer to the young man's problems lay in the way he drank water. "You might be poisoning yourself without knowing it," the master said. "Every sip of water you take, if not taken with due respect and attention, may carry energies that disturb your internal balance." The master then began to share his wisdom. He explained that, in spiritualism, water is not just a natural resource but a symbol of life and purity. The first teaching the master shared was about the importance of drinking water with mindfulness and gratitude. He told the young man that every sip of water should be a meditation in itself. When holding the glass, it's important to feel the water, observe its clarity, and reflect on the journey it took to reach your hands. Before drinking, it is essential to mentally or softly thank the water that nourishes and sustains the body. This simple act of mindfulness transforms the act of drinking water into a sacred ritual, an opportunity to connect with the present and appreciate life in its purest form. By drinking mindfully, the young man could feel the water flowing through his body, revitalizing every cell, as if he were receiving a divine gift. Now, imagine the power this can have in your life. Drinking water with gratitude not only nourishes the body but elevates the soul, bringing a peace that few experience in today's busy world. The master then spoke about the temperature of the water, something often overlooked, yet it has a significant impact on health. He explained that water should be consumed at room temperature, between 20 to 25 degrees C, 68 to 77 degrees F. Drinking very cold water can cause thermal shock to the body, forcing the digestive system to work harder than necessary, which over time can lead to various health problems, from slow digestion to toxin accumulation, resulting in serious illnesses. On the other hand, warm water, especially upon waking, helps to gently awaken the digestive system and prepares the body for the day. Imagine waking up and instead of feeling heavy and tired, feeling light and energized throughout the day. That's what water at the right temperature can do for you. It's a practice of respect and care for your body, an act of self-love that few understand. The young man listened attentively, realizing he had never thought about these details before. He had always drunk water hastily, without paying attention, sometimes directly from the plastic bottle he carried with him. Now, the master was showing him a new way of seeing and relating to something so simple yet so essential. These initial teachings began to open the young man's eyes to the power that exists in every small daily gesture. He began to understand that spiritual wisdom is not only found in great teachings or deep meditations but also in the small things in life, like drinking a glass of water. And so, with these first lessons, the young man began his journey of healing, not just for the body, but also for the mind and spirit, through the conscious and respectful practice of drinking water. This is the beginning of a profound transformation, starting with something so simple yet holding the power to touch the soul and bring balance to all aspects of life. Imagine what could change in your life if you started applying this wisdom right now. The young man, now immersed in the wisdom the master had begun to share, was eager to learn more. He realized that each teaching not only brought a new understanding of water but also connected him more deeply with his own life and health. And so, the master continued, "Now that you understand the importance of drinking water with mindfulness and at the right temperature, we need to talk about the purity of water," the master said with a serious look. "The water you put into your body must be as pure as possible. Think of your body as a sacred temple. You wouldn't fill a temple with impurities, right? Similarly, you shouldn't fill your body with water that is not clean and free of toxins." The young man, who until then had never worried much about the quality of the water he drank, began to realize how important this was. The master explained that, in spiritual teachings, purity is a central concept, not just the purity of the mind and spirit, but also of the body. Impure water can carry negative energies, substances that disturb the body's natural balance and, over time, can lead to serious illnesses. He continued explaining that, although we live in a world where pure water is not always available, it is essential to do everything possible to purify it before consuming, whether through filtering, boiling, or even spiritual practices involving the blessing of water. The goal is always to ensure that what enters our body is as clean and sacred as possible. "Remember," said the master, "that every sip of pure water you take is an act of love and respect for your body, and that respect does not go unnoticed. The body responds, the mind responds, and soon you begin to feel a clarity and lightness that you have never experienced before. The purity of water directly reflects the purity of your mind and spirit." With these teachings in mind, the young man began to reflect on how he could improve the quality of the water he consumed daily. He realized that throughout his life, he had neglected something so simple yet with the potential for such a profound impact on his well-being. The master, noticing the seriousness with which the young man absorbed these lessons, continued, "Now, let's talk about the balance in the amount of water you consume. Just like in everything in life, balance is key. Drinking too much water can be as harmful as not drinking enough. Have you heard of the middle way?" The young man nodded, recalling previous teachings about this central concept in spiritualism, where balance between extremes is essential to achieving harmony and well-being. "The middle way applies to all things, including water," said the master. "Your body is wise. It knows the right amount of water it needs. Listen to it. When you drink more than necessary, you are overloading your system, diluting important nutrients in your blood, and even forcing your kidneys to work harder than they should. This can lead to serious problems, like hyponatremia, where excessive water intake dilutes sodium levels in the body to dangerously low levels. The idea that something as simple as drinking water could be done incorrectly, even when done in excess, was a true awakening for the young man. He began to realize that spiritual wisdom was not just about avoiding excess or deficiency but about finding balance in all areas of life. The master then led the young man to a nearby stream and asked him to kneel. "This is where you should drink water," said the master. "Whenever possible, drink water directly from nature. The water that flows through these mountain streams carries a vital energy that cannot be found in plastic bottles or treated city water. It is alive, in harmony with the earth, and by drinking it, you connect directly with the healing energy of nature. The young man dipped his hands into the cold, crystal-clear water, bringing it to his lips with reverence. The master watched, knowing that this experience would be etched into the young man's memory for the rest of his life. Drinking water directly from nature was more than an act of hydration, it was an act of communion with the world around, a way of reconnecting with the essence of life. Finally, the master taught the young man about the practice of gratitude before drinking water. Before each sip, said the master, pause for a moment, close your eyes, and silently give thanks for the water you are about to consume. Mentally say something like, "Thank you for the gift of life and for the water that nourishes and heals my existence." This simple act of gratitude turns water into something sacred. It's not just a liquid that quenches thirst, it's a gift of life, a source of energy that nourishes not only the body but also the spirit. The young man followed the master's instructions, closing his eyes and giving thanks for the water. He felt a deep peace as he did so, a connection he had never experienced before. With each sip, he felt the water filling his body, not just with hydration, but with pure, renewing energy. To conclude, the master gave a final piece of advice: avoid distractions while drinking water. Don't eat, don't talk, don't get distracted. Each sip should be taken with complete presence. Remember, water is sacred and deserves your full attention. With these teachings, the young man left the mountains with a new understanding of something so simple yet so essential. He knew that these lessons would not only change the way he drank water but also how he lived his life, with more awareness, gratitude, and respect for the world around him. And so, through these ancient teachings, the young man discovered that drinking water is not just a physical act but a deep spiritual practice that can transform anyone's life. A simple glass of water, drunk in the right way, with the right mindset, can be the beginning of a journey of healing and enlightenment. And so, my friend, drinking water will never be the same for you. Today, you learned that something as simple as a glass of water can be transformed into a true ritual of healing and spiritual connection. From mindfulness when drinking, choosing the right temperature, seeking purity to the ideal quantity, every detail makes a huge difference in your well-being. You understood that water is not just a liquid to quench thirst, but a source of life, which, when consumed with gratitude and respect, can bring balance to the body, mind, and spirit. The conscious practice of drinking water with full presence and without distractions is a powerful way to reconnect with nature and with yourself. Now, the transformation is in your hands. With every sip of water, you can choose to nourish not only your body but also your soul. Remember, the water you drink can be an enemy or an ally. It depends on how you consume it. And if you enjoyed this content and want to learn more about how small changes in your daily life can transform your life, don't forget to leave your like and share this video. And before you go, click on the video that's appearing on the screen now to continue your journey of growth and wisdom. Let's together, one step at a time, transform the ordinary into the extraordinary. See you next time. Namaste.